So, it's been a long time since I sat down and spoke to the bloody camera. But look, this video is going to be different. We're starting out the year in a different kind of way. And since I haven't sat down and spoken to the guys on the channel, instead of the visualizers and all that kind of jazz, I'm not going to chop this up. I'm going to keep this straight raw. We're going to sit down and have a conversation. So I thought I'd make a video sort of reflecting on 2024, because 2024 for me was a crazy year. There was loads of things that happened, and if you're following me on Instagram, you would have seen I put up like a little mashup of just some of the things that were happening. I'm making one right now for YouTube, so if you're on this channel and you don't have my Instagram, you can go over there and watch it. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm gonna talk about things that I've learned in 2024 and some of the things that sort of stuck with me throughout the year. And yeah, man, the moments I got to witness and experience this year kind of stemmed from, or yeah, they either stemmed from or they grew, or the mindset sort of came from these experiences, and if that even makes sense to you. But I've wrote down like a little list of things here on my little post-it notes. You know what I mean? You gotta keep post-it notes on you. I've got notebooks, but nah, we're using these post-it notes. And the first thing for me, or one of the first things I learned this year, was trusting the process and trusting myself. That in itself, you can unpack that in so many different ways, because was it last year or the end of 2023, I've sort of dabbled. I'm a bit ill, so if my voice is not there, that's why. I've sort of dabbled in different ways to make money online and earn an income online in whatever way, shape or form. And end of 2023, I started doing a different method, and that has consumed so much time and whatever. And 2024, or starting into 2024, went fully in with it, and it's been quite a journey. It's been kind of crazy. It's super testing on your person, your character, all of that stuff. You learn a lot about yourself, and you have to learn new things as well along that journey, you know. And one of the things is trusting yourself. You have to trust yourself. And in earning online, you have to trust your judgment. You have to trust that the things you are doing is the correct thing, and it's aligning with whatever end goal you might have, or whatever outcome you foresee for yourself. So trusting yourself and trusting the process and trusting the journey and allowing the journey to just come to you and letting it flow is so important. It's so key and vital, because if you lose track of any of that along the way and you lose trust in yourself, then ultimately, how do you know what you're doing is correct? How do you know you're making the right judgment calls, you know? So trusting yourself and trusting the process this year was a big eye-opener. So I had to keep that on the list. Number 2 was, I am more capable of achieving greatness when you focus on your craft and purpose. I wrote that out exactly as I read it. I am more capable of achieving greatness when you focus on your craft or purpose. So this one you can apply it to even yourself. So this one's a heavy hitter for me. I am more capable of achieving greatness when you focus. You need to focus on whatever it is you're focusing on. Let's just say you wanted to write a book this year. Alright, cool. You've set out your goals, how you're gonna do it, this, that, and the third. Along the way, as people, we all have vices, we all have distractions, we all have a million different things going on day to day, month to month, year to year. And you need to be able to focus. You need to be able to set aside the time to sit down and say, look, 3 hours a day is non-stop work on this thing, or I'm working on my craft, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. Cool. For the next 3 hours, this is me. No distractions, no whatever. If it's picking up your phone, if it's, oh, you know what, I'm going to play some games. Or if it's, you know what, oh, I really like this coffee shop, I'm going to go. You need that bulletproof focus for the 3 hours or however long you set out per day on your purpose and your craft. And it has to be just that. It can't be anything else. And this year, where I've sort of made that transition into making online income a thing wholeheartedly, the times where I focused, it has shown me that whatever I wanted to achieve in the first place is capable. Not one just capable, or that don't even make sense. Not one I can achieve it, but I am more than capable of achieving. So I've got a little whiteboard here, yeah. I write down a list of goals and whatever, and on here, I think it was end of 2023, not 2023, no, 2024, at some point, like the third quarter, I wrote down some goals, and then end of 2023, they're at the top. I've crossed them off or whatever, but then some of those goals bled over into 2024, and then I forgot about this list. And some of the goals that I've scratched off just happened, and that was because of the moments where I focused the most, and I sat down and I dedicated that time, and I did not allow anything else to sway me or allow me to lose track on that, you know. And then even taking opportunities this year, I think 2023 I was more open into just letting all opportunities to come and just, I did so much. But then 2024, I started to become more aligned with what I want to do, and I have a clear-cut goal, and then for me to be able to get to that, I did not allow anything else that did not make sense, opportunity-wise or even just experience-wise, get in the way of that. So throughout 2024, I was more aligned with my end goal, you know. I was more, what's the word I'm looking for? I was more in line with what I want to do, I would say. So when it came to opportunities or different experiences, if it did not make sense for the type of life I want to live or whatever I want to do later on, I simply didn't do it. So yeah, throughout the year, I slowly realized I'm more capable of achieving greatness when I focus. So focusing on targets, goals, or whatever it is, just setting that time aside to focus and just allow space for work is crucial. So let's move on to the third thing I wrote down. Juggling multiple things alongside the journey does not make sense. That in itself is self-explanatory. When you have a vision or a clear-cut goal, doing 5-6 different things alongside all of that does not make sense at all. It's the same way with if you're trying to grow a business, if you're trying to grow mentally, spiritually, whatever it is. If you're trying to do 3 things at once, let's say you're trying to grow an online business, and then on the side you're trying to grow, let's say, a clothing brand, and then on the side of that as well you're trying to grow a social media presence. Doing all 3 things at once don't make sense. You need focus, as we said before. Focus on one thing and one thing only, and then everything else has to stop, because if you're trying to put all your eggs into different baskets at the same time without having one golden egg, does not make no sense. So this year I've also let go of doing multiple different things at once and focusing on just the end goal for me. So that this year was a big realization that cutting off certain things is necessary to get to wherever you want to get to. And I think midway this year, I went to Ibiza, and the only reason why I went to Ibiza pretty much the beginning of summer, sort of prime. Would you say prime time summer UK, June? I think it was June, July-ish, somewhere around there. I went to Ibiza, and I did not pay for a thing when I was out in Ibiza, and that was a big one for me this year, because when I crossed off one of my goals here was to go abroad without having to pay for it, and this year that happened because I did something online, and then boom, I got paid, and because of that I ended up going on holiday. I took, I think, pretty much the month off, and I said, no, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this month. This month I completed some goals, some targets, and yeah, I'm going to go have fun. So when I did that this year, and very big eye opener, and that carried on throughout the year. So going into 2025, we're already a few days in. It's going to be quite big, and yes, I can't wait to see what's going to happen, because at the end of the video I'm going to let you in on a little secret. So yeah, let's move on. Prioritizing self is important. This can mean many different things. If you're someone like me that works out, you have to prioritize the time to take care of yourself, whether that's rest, whether that's working out, or whatever it is. If you're someone that likes to read, if you're someone that likes to go out, socialize, whatever it is, sometimes you need to take the time out for yourself, and do things for yourself. And all of those things are very important in life, should I say. Because if you're just running around doing things for everyone, it don't really make sense. You have things as an individual that you like to do. Maybe that's with people or not. If it's not with people, then go do it for yourself. Always treat yourself in some way, shape or form. So that one this year was very much a key thing for me this year. Sometimes you have to prioritize yourself. Next one I wrote down was do not rush. Not rushing the process at all. Not rushing the greatness as well. So whatever you've set out to do in life and whatever it is, do not rush it at all. Don't try to skip ahead. Take the rocky route, take the stairs as they come. If you try to take the lift is going to skip many levels, and you're not going to learn certain things along the way, because you've just fast tracked. You've just paid for a fast track ticket, but then the staircase has all the important values you're going to learn along the way, the life lessons you're going to learn along the way, and all the important things you're going to need later on. So don't rush at all. Trust the process, as we said in the beginning. So moving on, we've got being fast and proactive is effective. So sometimes along whatever journey you're doing, something might pop up, boom, out of the blue, completely, you have not got a clue, but then it sort of makes sense to do that thing. And being fast and proactive to get onto that, or even implementing whatever it is very effective. Because the sooner you can learn from whatever it is. Let's say you're implementing something new within your business, the sooner you can learn whether that thing works or not, the better, because now you know sooner than later. The sooner you can learn some of the faults of whatever it may be, the better, because now you know sooner than later. So for me, being fast and proactive this year and getting onto things is crucial. Whether that's tasks you have, instead of leaving them for later, doing them as soon as possible is super effective. Get them out of the way, get them done and dusted. You have more space to think and clearer headspace to then move on to the next thing. That this year was one of the key points and things I learned. The next one was slowing down and being intentional with work, life, goals is key. I'm going to say it one more time, yeah? Slowing down and being intentional with work, life, goals is key. So taking a step back sometimes is very important to then understand what's happening, and then slowing down and being intentional with work. You can take the work word out and swap it with anything you like, but being intentional with whatever you want to do is super important. So everyone knows, or everyone has their own way of living or whatever they want to do. So being intentional with some of the things you want to do. Let's just say you want to make fitness a super big part of your life. So now, if living a healthy lifestyle is the outcome, then you have to be intentional with, cool, these are the types of things I'm going to be doing day to day, and the things that don't serve that have to go. So whether new things are gonna crop up. For instance, distractions. Let's go to this new burger spot. Let's go eat some McDonald's. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And being intentional towards that purpose is very key, and will allow you to not get distracted or swayed from that. So this year, slowing down and being intentional with work, life, goals is key. Learning new ways and methods of different things is key. Ultimately, be open. Let me say that one more time. Learning new ways and methods of different things is key. Ultimately, be open. So learning new ways and methods of different things is key. I say this to say, along my journey online or just within the social space, you have to learn to not only adapt, but you also have to learn different ways of doing things. So for instance, where I create content, edit, shoot and all these kind of things, sometimes when I'm scrolling, I'm looking for different things and I'm being proactive in hunting for new different methods of doing things. So instead of let's say, so let me tell you one thing, yeah. This is an example. I was scrolling one time and I saw this video creator online. He was doing this new method of how to do interviews in a creative way. Mic in front of the camera, it popped out like just here, and then talking with the audience. But because no one's ever seen that style of video before, I thought, oh, alright, cool, quick, proactive, jumped on it. That's a new creative way to do something, you know. So that's one thing for me where I learned something new. Maybe you want to get into the creative space, you have to be hungry and you have to be able to learn new ways and new methods on how to do the exact same thing. Whether it's video creating, you're gonna have to sit down and take the time to learn how to do video editing, how to shoot, how camera settings work, how ISO, f-stop, all that kind of stuff works. So learning new methods and different ways of doing different things in this life is very key, because then you broaden your horizon to a whole host of ideas and methods and different ways to do all kinds of stuff, you know. Whether you want to learn about financial services, online, crypto, whatever it may be, then you have to take the time out to learn these kind of things. If that whole last part didn't even make sense, actually. So ultimately, be open was the last point of that segment there. Being open this year, or just in general, is very important. So that was a key thing for me this year. Learning new ways and methods of different things is key. Ultimately, be open. Last point and last thing I learned this year. Let's get rid of these post-it notes, yeah? There's only one thing on here, yeah? Writing down goals is so important and has helped me. These, look, you can see it, yeah? Oh. All these post-it notes are first hand. This is not fabricated or whatever, yeah? Writing down goals is so important and has helped me. Like I said, I've got this whiteboard, yeah? Yeah? And once I've written down something, I've sort of visualized it. Every time I come to the desk and whatever, I can see my goals right here. I can see what I'm working towards. I can see some of the things. These are all sort of either long-term goals, so things that I want to cross off later on, as in they're a result of the work I'm putting in now. And then some of them are short-term goals on a weekly basis, monthly basis kind of thing. So for me to be able to write it down and see it and read it all the time, it's a constant reminder for me. So this year, writing down goals was very big for me, and I guess an eye-opener in some instances, because like I told you earlier, I went away this year and I did not pay for it at all, and that was because of some of the goals and some of the things I've been working towards on this list. And I don't think I would have done it anyway, but then I wouldn't have done it in such an intentional way, if that makes sense, if I had not written them down, you know. So I have clear-cut goals and they're written down and structured in a certain way. Not, I want to do this and I want to do that, or I want... It's like, cool, I've got the end goal here and I've written down sort of the steps that are going to take me to that end goal, you know. So for me this year, writing down goals was crucial. It was a big thing, and I'm going to continue that into 2025, and they're going to stick with me. And at the bottom of my whiteboard here, I've got change it all. And one thing I keep with me always is, this is a mantra that's going to stay with me: learn, earn, return. Learn something, learn it well. Earn from it, earn from it. Whatever you earn from it. And then return. Return the favor always. So once you're in your process, once you're in a position to return the favor, you know, so other people can learn in a faster way, they can earn a lot quicker, and then they can follow suit and return as well. Learn, earn, return. That's what I'm taking through 2025 with me. And yeah, to drop you off or to leave this video, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. This is a YouTube exclusive, so if you've watched this YouTube video, I haven't told my Instagram peoples at all about this, you know. And that's where most of the content I produce is on there. So in what day are we in? We are in, it's now January the 5th, yeah? In about 8 or so weeks, the location of this little video or wherever I'm gonna be is not gonna be the same. I'm going to be going over to the southeast of Asia, and yeah, it's gonna be goal number 1 of the year is about to get ticked off. Or no, I've already ticked off 1 so far. Goal number 2, one of the biggest ones, is gonna be ticked off when we go over to southeast of Asia, because we're gonna be making the biggest shift in my life for sure ever, not just culturally or whatever, but ways of living's about to be a lot different. And yeah, I don't really know what to expect, you know. So yeah, I've been sort of excited for this moment, and now it's just time's just ticking. Now I'm just waiting, you know. So in a couple weeks time, we're going to be going over to southeast of Asia. All the camera gear is coming with me, you know. We're going to be shooting out there. It's going to be hectic, it's going to be crazy. So yeah, nonetheless, like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget the mantra: learn, earn, return.